How much is that? Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there was some technical issue because of which we had to stop in between and then we have to restart the setup again. So let's resume. So this is what I have already done. I have gone ahead and I have installed Terraform on my machine by using these set of commands. Once Terraform is installed, the next step is that I want to go ahead and start my work. When I said that I'm starting my work, I went to the Terraform provider documentation, and from there, I picked this piece of code. I came to my machine and I'm writing these things. I told this is going to be my AMI. So considering that I am working on one particular region, I will take the AMI of that region. So I'm not in North Virginia, so I don't want this AMI. I want Mumbai, which is AP South 1. So you can see here, Mumbai is nothing but AP South 1. Mumbai is AP South 1. So here, if I go, I will get this AMI. So whatever AMI you get, take that AMI and put it here. So this is AMI which you need to pick it up. Now, once you have this AMI, the next thing what you're going to do is you're going to wait, hold on. If you have 100 servers, you can just change one line and you can create 100 servers. Don't worry. Now, the second thing is instance type. So what is my instance type, which is nothing but the instance type which I give while I create my instance. It is M5 large by default, but you know that if you go for M5 large, I will need a lot of money. Tenancy, I can keep it as default, which is shared mode. If you say hosted means you are paying more money. So I don't need anything this. I will go ahead and put all the other things as default. I can start my work. Okay. So this is what I need. Resource section where you say what are you creating, what name you had given, and some basic features. But how will Terraform know that this is related to AWS? So here in the top, you have to mention something called provider. So let me come here to my GitHub repo. So you have to provide something like this in the beginning, where you talk about your provider, who is going to be your provider. You talk about your region, which region are you going to run the code? So if you remember, my region is AP South 1. Then you go ahead and talk about your access key and secret access key. Now the question is, where will I get my access key and secret access key? So if you talk about access key and secret access key, you can come back to your account here, go to the name, go to security credentials. Go to this access key and secret access key. And if you have anything, delete it because I don't think you will be using it. Just delete them. Delete. This is also I'm going to delete. Deactivate first. So now if you come here and just refresh this guy, you will see that there is no access key and secret access key. If you have before, then it will be visible here. If you don't have, then this is how it looks like. Go ahead and say, I want to create a new access key. Here it will give you your access key and secret access key. Now you get to see it only once. So either download and keep it or keep it safe somewhere. So I will just use my access key and secret access key here. Though it's not the right way, I'll tell you what's the right way, but this is how you start your work. Then you go with your secret key. This is my secret key. I'll download this key because I will need it in some time. Okay, so this is my user access key and secret key. I go ahead and give these details, Control X, Y, enter. Now I will start my work. Now, what should I do first? So the first thing which you should do is you should say Terraform init. Now read carefully what happens. It says initializing the provider plugin. You told me that the content here or the provider here is AWS. So AWS to work with Terraform will need some plugins. So I am initializing that for you. It says Terraform has created a log file .terraform log.html, which will record all the provider details, means what provider details are there. And I have installed a software or a plugin called HashiCorp AWS version 4.4.4. And this is the latest version of HashiCorp AWS. And here it will say that Terraform has been successfully initialized. Okay. Now it says if you want to run, you go with Terraform plan and all those things. But I am interested in seeing actually what happened. See here, this .terraform file got created here. And this basically, as of now, it is empty. This basically, or you can come here. Sorry, CD. This contains the details of the provider. What provider you mentioned in your code. So if you remember, I mentioned this provider to be something like this. Code which I have written was something like this. So I told that my provider is AWS. So related to AWS, the content was, we are not too hard code. No, we need not hard code. This is just a starting. That's why I'm showing you this. Definitely, you should not be hard coding. That's not the right way to work. So if you see here, you can go inside and see that is a directory. How many files are there? You can see the version. Finally, where are you, man? And finally, this is the content. So this is some machine readable stuff. Just do the Control C. Clear all these things. PWD. Clear. PWD. So this is the location. Root first directory .terraform provider registry, and here your binary is there. But I'm not interested in all those things. I will simply come here. And this is where my content is. Main.pf. If you do ls-la, you will see there is a log file. There is a .terraform file. There is a main.tf. So I'm interested in this main.tf. But before, I have written a code here. I need to know whether this code is correct or not. I have hard coded, I have done something, whether it is correct or not. So the first command I will be using is Terraform validate. Validate the content for me, whether it is good or not. Syntax wise, there is some error or not. So it says success, it is okay. Then the next command I'm interested in, I want to do a kind of dry run. I will say Terraform plan. So when you do a Terraform plan, it's a dry run. It will tell you that one item will be created, and with that one item, these many things will be created. So you are telling that this is my AMI, this is my ARN, but it will be known after it is ready. Similarly, the public IP address, the CPU count, the host ID, like there are many things. So basically, when I create an instance, I only tell that it is going to be T2 micro, and this is going to be my AMI. So if you want to know these details, what are these details? So here is the documentation. So availability zone, what is availability zone? And you can see that these guys are optional. That's why we have not used it. Obviously, if you want, you can go ahead and code all these things. But as of now, I've simply told optional. See here, all these things are optional. And there's a big list, tag, subnet ID, all these things are optional. So I've left it as it is. Now, let me just say Terraform plan. So it says, when you say a Terraform plan, it cannot guarantee that it will get created. So better you do a Terraform apply. So the next command I'm going to run is Terraform apply. The moment I run Terraform apply, it will again do a dry run and it will say, if you are okay with this, tell me yes, and I will go ahead and do it for you. Say yes. And now it will take some 10 to 20 seconds, 30 seconds, 40 seconds, and it will create this entire stuff for me. Let's see how many seconds it takes. So you can go in the background and you can check whether this came or not. Duplicate. EC2. So you can see here that this thing came up. Okay, this is the instance ID of this. So let me take this ID 8024. See here, ends with 8024. So you can see this ID. So in 31 seconds, I got my instance. Now, the beauty is that in less than half the minute, I can delete that. Okay, so I can come here and say Terraform destroy, and it will destroy that particular thing. Now, if you have, there are many options here. Okay, the options and all that come, like you can say there are 5 things. I want to destroy only one. There are options, but it says, would you like to go ahead and destroy? All these are minus, means it will get destroyed. Yes. And it will go ahead and take some 5 to 10 minutes, 5 to 10 seconds, and it will destroy that particular application for you. Now, if you come back, let's do a refresh here. You can see this is getting terminated. See, it is shutting down. This is shutting down. So it is getting terminated. So basically, anybody who has access to this console can go ahead and manage my infrastructure. So somewhere around 29 seconds, it destroyed my application. Now you will say, you know, there is a problem in your code. You are hard coding your value, and that is dangerous. Yes, that is dangerous. So I'll say nano, and I'll go to my main.df. What I will do is I'll remove these 2 guys. Now I have removed my credentials. Now, can I run it? Let's check. Let's run the command again. So now I will directly say Terraform apply, and I don't want to say yes, yes. So I simply say minus auto approve. You have my consent. Go ahead and do whatever you want. APPROVE. So I added a flag here called auto approve. So it will start running, but gives me an error. What is that error? It says failed to fetch the credentials. No, this thing is found, and basically it is saying that the credentials, what I am expecting, it is not there. So you have to give me valid credentials, but I cannot hard code the values. So there is one way of doing it. AWS configure. Run this command, AWS configure. It will ask you for your access key. Do you know what is your access key? Yes, I know. What is your secret access key? Rest default region, you can say AP South 1, because I am working with Mumbai region. This you can leave as it is. And now you can run the same command again. This time it will not throw me error, but it will create everything. But still I'm not convinced. Why? because still I say that this is hard coded. I'll show you where it is hard coded. It's not there in the script, but somebody who has a little bit understanding of Linux can easily find these credentials. So let me come and wait for this instance to come up. And then I'll show you where is this hard coded. Still it is there. So 30 seconds done. So if I see this has been created, ends with D85E. So let me come here, refresh. So I can see D85E, and this has been created just now, 7:51 my time, which is acceptable. It's okay. Now again, I would like to go ahead and destroy it. So again, I will say, instead of apply, I will say destroy. Just destroy it. I don't need it. Yes, there are many ways of doing it. I'll show you. Give me some time for that. Secret manager is there. Instead of secret manager and all, there is another very difficult, very easy way of doing it. So I ran the stuff and I'm deleting it now, but still I'm saying this is not the right way. You did not hard code it in your script, but still I say that is not the right way. I'll tell you why. Now, if you come here and say CD, just say CD, nothing else, CD. Now, if you come here and say ls minus LA, you will see there is something called .ssh, .aws, .ssh. Go inside this .ssh, ls minus L, sorry, not .ssh, .aws. Now, if you add .aws, you see there is something called credentials. Cat credentials. You can see in this file, pwd, root.aws, inside credentials file, this is still there. So anybody who wants, he can come and take it. I'll say, no, I don't want to give you. Delete this. So I've deleted the file. So I don't see any credentials. Let me go back to my first. So let me come here, CD first, then again main.tf is there. If I try to run it again, it will again give me an error. It again says me that there's no valid credentials. That's okay, I'll fix it. But one thing which I saw, which was very new to me, Terraform state. There's something called TF state. So I don't know about everyone, but there are people who have short-term memory loss. Short-term memory loss is that you do it and within 5 to 10 minutes, you forget everything. Terraform is also like that only. So what Terraform does is that whatever work Terraform will do, it will go ahead and store it in TF state. So if you delete this TF state file, it keeps a backup. But if you delete both of them, it will not recognize what work you have done. So your entire work will be lost, because once the work is done, Terraform does not remember anything. That what did you do in like three seconds back? It doesn't remember. It goes ahead and store everything in TF state. So always make sure that this TF state is untouched or kept safely. Okay, else you will lose all your work. So are you able to visual code? I will come and wait, hold on. Visual code is not important. We are not learning visual code here. I will come to visual code, but I am more interested in Terraform. The basics I'm more interested. I told I will cover Visual Studio Code. It is mandatory. I know. What call the state files? So Terraform state files are auto-generated. I have never gone ahead and created it, but Terraform files are auto-generated and they preserve the state of the command which you run. The moment you lose Terraform state files, the entire work is gone. So from from Terraform's end, they store it .backup.tf state. But still, I would want that you should not mess up with that file because it may create unnecessary problems. Now, for today, I will stop here. I have opened it for questions. If anyone has any questions related to what we have covered, please go ahead. If you have a question like when this Visual Studio Code will come, when TF Taint will come, so these will come, but I'm more interested in answering questions which is related to today's topic.
Yeah, hi Vikas, this is Kiran. Yeah, as you shown that credentials management, right? Or else we can directly like provide in the TF file, or else you can use AWS configure, right? I think
Yes.
we don't have any other places where we can store our credentials, because the AWS configure also, if other people also, they can open it and see, right?
Yes, that is what I'm saying. That's not the right way. So if it is getting stored there, then you should simply discard, means you can remove that. I'll show you that how to, there is something called secret manager. There is something called IAM roles. So you can use them and easily you can give your power to the concern.
Okay, to talk with your Terraform mission to the AWS service, right? You can use.
Yes.
You can create role and.
So, correct. So I will show you how that role is granted. But as of now, just hold on for
But
some
as
time.
per my knowledge, programmatically access can be used when you are like talking to the different other than the AWS, right?
Yes.
If it is within the cloud, AWS cloud, you can use roles, right?
Yes, that's why I told you. See, there will be things which is specific to AWS. So I am also doing something which is specific to AWS right now.
Yes.
Because
yes,
this code you main.tf you ran, right? Apply and all these things, Terraform, but it's created only one mission, right? You same code can be used to create like 5 instances.
So there is one option here. I will show you in the coming class. Count. The moment you mention count as 5, 10, 20, 100, you can create those many servers.
Okay, thank you.
Hello.
Yeah.
So I have a question following what the last person asked. So yes, there are accounts, but what if the parameters are different? So say you want to create like 5 instances, resources and EC2 instances, and you have different say the instance type, different, you want to assign various security groups.
So there are few things which I've hard coded. There are few things which in the coming class I'll parameterize. Like if you say that I need to run 5 in one single run, I want to create 5 instances, or I don't want to hard code it as T2 micro. I want to keep it dynamic. So all those features will come. So it's day one. So I'm not stuffing everything on day one. I want that people should feel comfortable. They should not be overwhelmed with whatever we are learning. So we go step by step, and gradually you will learn a lot of things.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, because yeah, thank you very much. I want to ask 2 questions. Number one, we are using Amazon Linux, and then on my own laptop, I have Terraform installed. Does it affect anything?
No, it does not affect from where you are running your Terraform code. You can run it from your local machine. You can install it on your local machine. Only the thing is that the credentials should have access. So when you generate the secret key and secret access key, you should have access to do that particular task. Okay. So if you want to install it in your local machine, you want to install it on your Mac, your Ubuntu, your whatever machine, yes, you can. So Fiddle, you can install it any location and get your work done.
Okay, so it doesn't affect the one on Linux, right?
No, the script remains same, everything remains same.
Okay, so that's my first one. The second one is, are you going to let us know how to use a version, Terraform version?
How to use?
Version. Yeah, I mean version.
Yes, those things will come.
Okay, Yeah, because there are some that when they write code, you cannot use some version of Terraform to run it. You know, you will break the code, right?
Yeah, it will come. Give it some time. It will come. All these things will come.
Thank you.
When you share recordings,
I could not get your voice.
when you share these recordings,
Within 3 hours from now.
Because
Yeah,
this
running notes also can you share because
Eh?
running notes and video as well along with.
Yes. All these things will be shared with you within 3 hours from now. So the coordinators will share it with you.
Sure.
because Terraform will support only for cloud, right? Not for the on-premise.
No. It supports on-prem applications also. It supports on-prem, whatever you want, it supports everything.
Okay, but how can we get AMI IDs and all those things there? For on-premise, we don't have.
See, whatever I'm running is AWS specific. The same code you take to GCP or on-prem, you will have to make minor changes. That tweaking has to be done. 70 to 80% of the content will remain as it is, but that extra 30% has to be changed.
Okay.
Because this is hello.
Yeah.
Yes, it's we can do same work in Azure also, same like
You can do
small
everywhere.
changes.
Azure, GCP, anywhere, local, everywhere you can do the same work.
Hello, Vikas.
Yeah.
Sorry, just wanted to quickly check with you. Are we going to use good few use cases to
Yes.
like a
So I told there will be
project?
2 big use cases: CI/CD pipeline, creating it from scratch, and creating EKS cluster and deploying ECR, ECS containers on top of that. So these are the 2 things which we'll be talking about.
Great.
When will we be talking about those?
It will take time. I'll tell you, like if I go to a restaurant, okay, I feel like eating everything on the same day, but I can't. So we will go. It will take a week's time, and we will reach there. So please have some papers.
How many classes have you got in this?
15 classes.
15 classes.
Vikas, is it there any constraint for applying access key and secret key? How many times or while changing the environment?
No, you can.
There is no any constraint.
No,
as many as
it should be a valid one, an active one. That's it. There's no such
okay,
constraint.
but at a time, see, if you want to jump with some other security access
Then
key and
you have to
secret
use
keys.
TF vars variable. So I will come to that later. I will teach you how this TF vars is being used.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Thank you.
Hi Vikas, I have a question as for like the previous class. I had issues installing Porty.
Yeah, you as I told you, you just take a screen capture, share it with the coordinator. If you are there in the group, share it in the group, and from there we can help you out.
I can't access the group as admin only. The group is only admin. I can't paste on the thing on the group.
You can ping the admin separately, and you can ask him to connect. He will be able to do it.
Because same issue I'm getting also, like a network error while AWS
port number 22. Most probably your port number 22 is not open, and hence it is failing. But
yeah,
still, whatever just take us, click a pick and send, share. We can help you.
Okay, thank you.
Because I sent you a message yesterday. This is Rostan. I don't know you saw it.
Wait, let me check with the coordinator. I did not receive it. I'll check with the coordinator and get back to you.
Okay, please, thank you. I'm waiting.
Yeah, me too. Okay, see you then, guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.